Welcome to OMNI On Air, the official podcast of OMNI Aviation.
where we dive into the real stories of aviation's finest. I'm your host, Ella.
And I'm Daniel. Joining us today are three amazing professionals from OMNI Aviation, Miss Lisa, Miss Rian, and Mr. Harold. Welcome aboard, and before we take off, let's kick things off by addressing the biggest myth that flight attendants are just there to serve snacks and smile. Miss Lisa, how does your role reflect more than just hospitality? What parts of your job might surprise people in a good way?
I can easily adjust myself into every flight. Mas madali akong mag-adjust. In my, I think mga 3 years of flying, that's the time na I discover myself that I am more into customer service, that I am more on people, and that I love serving. That is why I would say that that's my best part of me.
Kayo po, ma'am. Ria.
People person kasi ako. So, I easily
Same
get...
tayo.
Yeah. I love to talk to people.
Yes.
People, alam mo yun, parang pag nakikita ko siya medyo malungkot, parang gusto ko siyang
Gusto niyo malaman,
i-comfort.
ano meron?
Parang, ano meron? Yung usually kasi, nag-start ako riding a jeep before riding a car. So, habang nasa jeep ako, parang natural lang sa akin na tinitingnan ko yung mga tao. Like, ano yung pinagdadaanan nito? Ewan ko, parang naisip ko, marites ba ako? Natural. So, yan, people person, basically.
Sir?
Me, I'm a serious type of person.
Halata nga po. Medyo gusto nga po umusog banda dito eh. Baka.
No, whenever I do things, I always see to it that I go out of my box and go the extra mile, and I can get well along with other people na mabilis lang, no? Ganun lang kadali ako makasama. And what else? I'm happy pagka may tinatawag silang invisible impact, no?
What do you mean po that? Visible?
Invisible impact, no? Whenever we fly, no? And then there's a repeat passenger or a frequent flyer passenger, and then bigla kang i-greet, no? Hi sir, good morning, welcome aboard. And then, si Harold to, masaya na naman ang
yung
flight natin.
familiarity.
Ayan, di ba?
I
Yung
see,
parang
I see.
ganun. So yeah, I see to it every time I fly noon, no, na maging memorable sa bawat pasahero ko yung bawat lipad.
So we can easily, sir and ma'am, we can easily see that there's so much depth in your personalities outside of, just being flight attendant. So how do you feel about that common tag or yung misconception na gasgas na naririnig nating lahat na glorified waiters, glorified waitresses?
Ay, totoo
or-
yan.
Yeah.
How do you feel
Glorified
about
waiters.
that?
Totoo yan.
Yes, before kasi yung misconception nga
Right.
nila no na waitress lang yan, but I believe there's more than that. Being a cabin crew kasi malalaman mo lang talaga yung skills mo if you are if you are a people person. The moment you enter the industry, alam mo na yun eh. Malalaman mo na siya eh. I remember backward lang no when I started before I started flying, I'm into customer service, during my college days, I'm into Jollibee Food Corporation. So that's where I discovered na, people person pala ako, pwede pala akong ganon. Tapos sabi ko, what's next after this? So I apply into hotel naman, industry. Then after, siguro mga 8 months working in the hotel, sabi ko, what's more after this? And
Ano
then
pa?
I could hear nga this saying na, kasi waitress lang yan.
Yeah.
But it's more than that. Because being a cabin crew is, saving the lives of the passenger when you are there, because our main responsibility is, of course, the safety and security of the passengers
Right.
on board.
Ano ba? Actually, glorified waitress, pwede. But it's just, I always tell my students, cabin attendants always wear different hats. That's just one of the many of the hats. Pero yun nga, as mentioned by Ma'am Lisa, number one talaga yung safety to bring passenger from point A to point B. And then yung service. And ang dami niya kasi, kaya nakaka-excite na encourage yung mga individuals na gusto nila mag-aspire na cabin attendant. Kasi parang because of the hats that you wear, as a cabin crew, parang after being a flight attendant, parang kahit saan kanila pwedeng dalhin, kaya mo.
Dahil yun na yung pinagdaan.
For those who are aspiring na maging flight attendant, it is more than that. Ang daming pa.
Not only that, no, glorious, ano tawag?
Glorified.
Glorified
Waitress.
waitresses,
Okay,
no?
glorified din.
Glorified
May halo ba?
waitresses. No, not only that, no. Tingin din ng iba, it's a easy job. No? Being a flight attendant is an easy job. No. All cabin crew went through an intensive training. Hindi nila alam yon, no. Nakikita lang nila yung kagandahan ng mga cabin crew, paano tumayo sa cabin. But the training behind, no, bago sila maging cabin crew, hindi nila alam kung gaano kahirap.
Yeah.
No? So yun. Minsan hinahayaan na lang namin. Okay lang. Ako, tawag nga sa akin, conductor ng Airbus.
So in a way, you know, it minimizes the fact that there's so much effort that goes into becoming a flight attendant, and there's so much love that goes into it.
Yes. And sacrifices also.
Well, I think yung misconception na yun na glorified waitress lang. Kasi sila mismo nag-bring up na, yung kapalit naman nito is ganito. They get to be in these type
Right.
of countries, ganyan. So, yun.
So do you think it's fair to say, is that fair to say na because you guys have a lot of perks, right? That's something that people feel like they see when they think about cabin crew people is they get to travel. It's part of their job. So parang in a way they feel like that's allowed then to treat you guys like that. How do you feel about that, siguro po, that mindset in people, especially just passengers' lives, you know? Yung mga wala talagang experience being in the shoes of cabin crew.
Actually, nowadays, information is everywhere.
Yeah.
Yun lang yung kagandahan ngayon. So,
Ngayon.
yung dating
Dati
glorified
kasi.
waitress, medyo na babawasan yung ganung mindsetting because what days, a day in a flight attendant, you can search it easily in YouTube and in any
TikTok,
media and some vloggers as well.
Yeah.
So, in a way na nagiging glorified na, not a waitress, but a glorified
In a
cabin
positive,
Glorified.
in a
Positive way.
positive
Yeah,
Right.
adjective na mismo.
Kaya ang
Wala,
daming
kasunod niya
nag-aspire because imagine, magbe-breakfast ako dito sa Paris. O, saan ka? Saan ka na magdi-dinner? O, sa New York ako, friend. Tapos, alam mo nyo yun.
Unlike before, no? You cannot even talk to a flight attendant.
True.
There's no internet. There's
Walang
no
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. So, wala talaga. Not like today na
Information is free.
Information is free. You can research. Especially if mag-enroll sila sa OMNI AVIATION. No,
Right.
just kidding. Yeah, because especially here, no, we are all former cabin crew from different airlines. So, we have different stories to tell, no? Iba-ibang experience and in a positive way naman, no? Because our main goal talaga is to encourage, no, those future cabin crew and also to change their mindset na this is not all about the perks. This is not all about the luxurious brands that you will buy during your layover. Kasi yan yung hobby ng mga cabin crew, di ba?
Shopping.
Shopping. Yeah.
Fine dining.
But it's all about your passion, actually. It's all about your passion.
Yeah.
Because yun nga, I keep on saying to our students, no, na it's not all about beauty. It's not all about, you know, yung kung gumraduate ka or what, with cum laude or something, the status of your life. But it's all about your passion and, of course, your attitude. No? Importante siya.
Yeah, for me personally, yung going to places, meeting a lot of people, it's just a plus na lang sa
Yes.
trabaho namin. For me, na parang na-realize ko sa sarili ko na kasi noon pagka tinanong ka, why do you want to be a flight attendant? To go places, to meet a lot of people, no? So it's just, plus lang yon. Me, ang reason ko bakit kung tatanungin ako ngayon, why do I want to be a flight attendant? No? I want to be a part of a lot of people's journey. Yun yung gusto kong sinasabi. No? Kasi I've been through a lot of flights na naging part ako ng flight ni ganito, ni ganyan, no? Not only that, no, I'm happy with OMNI also. Wala na ako sa aviation industry, no? Pero sa OMNI, nakakapagturo pa ako. I've been a part of the people's journey pa rin, yung mga students' journey. Sa dream nila maabot yung pagiging flight attendant. No? Sarap pakinggan pagka sinabi na I want to be a part of people's journey talaga.
And there's this saying
Ang
nga na,
philosophical nga.
Yeah.
there's this saying nga, di ba, that once you are a cabin crew, you will always be a cabin
Sure.
crew.
Yeah.
I love
So
that.
even if you're,
Once you're in the aviation, you'll always be in the
talagang
aviation.
hahanapin mo. Kaya we're still here because, feel
Nandito
connected
siya.
pa din, yung heart na.
It stays with you.
Naisa ko yun.
Yeah. That's a
Sanay na rin yung pamilya namin. Hindi sila sanay na,
Napalaging
hindi sila sanay na
wala.
nasa bahay lang kami.
So,
Napalaging
I
wala.
love that, sir. That actually brings to the spotlight maybe another less spoken about experience with cabin crews that, but the last, you're away from your family.
Yes.
What is that like?
No,
How's that
wala
like?
po. Say no to
Malungkot.
birthdays,
Yes.
anniversary,
No,
Christmas, New
Yeah.
Year.
Maybe we have the common reason. No? Pare-parehas lang kami na bakit kami umalis sa aviation. No? Because to spend more time with our family, to redeem ourselves to our
Bawiin
family.
yung oras
Parang
na
ganun.
lagi.
Parang yun ang gusto namin mangyari. No? But at the same time, nandito kami with our family, nakakasama pa rin namin yung mga aviation people. Yeah.
Ang galing. So it's a great redirection, right?
So, going back kanina, yung glamorous nga. From the outside, ang glamorous nga naman when we're talking about cabin. So, what's the reality behind the scenes? Like, how do you maintain your composure, your positivity, even when things get tough inside the aircraft? Kasi hindi yung may iwasan yan. Paano nyo na
there are challenges,
na-maintain?
right?
There's a beauty under pressure. No, innate
Their beauty and
na sa amin, no. During the training, they taught us on how to carry ourselves, no. Pinag-uusapan nga namin ni Ma'am Lisa, pagka nasa aviation ka, ang dami mong hinahanap pagka nagtrabaho ka sa ibang company, no. Kasi pagka sa ibang company, hinahanap mo talaga yung standards. Hinahanap mo, may training ba tayo, ganyan. Kami, how we carry ourselves now, it's because our experience with the airlines, no? So, hindi mawawala sa amin. Lagi sila naka-makeup, no? Lagi maayos ang bihis ko, di ba? Kahit saan ako magpunta, attend lang ako ng binyag, kailangan naka-formal, hindi ako pwede
Postura.
mag-t-shirt.
Opo.
Kasi yun yung parang half of my lifetime, I'm in the aviation. So,
Naging lifestyle na talaga.
Yeah,
talaga.
Exactly.
So what are common, challenges? Are there horror stories on board the plane that you're, how do I handle this?
Pinaka nakakatakot
mga
na
nakakatakot na
turbulence
experience.
or
High pressure experience.
Pinaka-parody na nangyari.
Kasi usually,
Death on board.
right? Highlights
Yeah.
Death on board na naman.
Yeah,
Di ko
death on
talaga
board.
malunok yun.
Yes.
Death on board, paano nyo na-handle?
I was
Yeah.
junior back then, no? So, nasa buntot ka ng eroplano, ganun talaga pag mga junior sa lipad, no? Buntot ka talaga ng plane. So, the flight, it's going to Jeddah, Manila to Riyadh. And then, just after the second service, basta in my mind, memory recall ko lang, no? Yung kanyang parang nakatingin lang siya sa window, parang ang sad-sad niya. So, ganun lang. So, continue the service. After the second service, one of the passenger approached me and told me that, "Ma'am, patay na ata itong kapatid."
Oh my God.
So, sabi ko, ha? Sabi ko, patay na. So, they check, ganyan, no? And then, yung kanyang mga, what's this? Yung mga vital signs niya, parang wala na siya. And then, they call the doctor on board. Because we don't have talaga na doctor on board. We will just call, no?
Okay.
Kung merong passenger.
passengers.
Yeah, from the passenger. And then, in-assess siya, and then, confirm, patay na nga siya. Because it's been an hour or two, parang ganun. Kasi tapos na yung service 2 hours after takeoff. And then, dinivert nila yung flight sa India. All the while, I thought, iiwan yung body dun sa India. And then, I was informed na, yung rule pala na they need to bring the body all the way to Riyadh or to Jeddah.
Kala ko
Ayun.
ililibing na sa India.
Hindi, kala ko nga rin lilibing. Tuloy yung flight, siguro mga 2 hours on ground, stop lang kami, and then dinala yung body dun sa Riyadh or Jeddah. I don't remember kung Jeddah or Riyadh eh. And then, tsaka nila ibabalik yung body back to the Philippines. That's the first. 2 beses ako namatayan eh.
Oh my God.
Dalawa naman. Isa naman, ano to, diabetic siya. Diabetic naman din. But on the other side, but same area of responsibility. It's good that hindi ako yung nag-CPR. Dalawang steward naman yung nag-CPR. And then, wala, pronounced dead pa rin. So, during landing, continuous pa rin yung kanilang CPR. But still, he did not.
So
He didn't make
it's always about the glorious stuff, right? You get to travel, you get to experience this. But on the other side of that, there's high pressure moments. And
Na
then-
hindi kadalasan
and
alam.
you don't usually
Yeah.
talk about it. And how do you usually prepare for those? Like even during training po.
I am not prepared for anything.
Totoo yan. Kasi
Yes.
guys, na,
Iba-
napag-trainingan nyo
yeah.
once
Even
it's
if you-
happening.
Yeah.
Iba yung theoretical kasi pag
Iba yung
nandun
theoretical,
ka,
But
iba
once
yung
you're
practical.
there,
Totoo yan.
That's the time na talagang, what do I need to
Oo.
do?
Like yung sa amin naman, I was flying with Philippine Airlines at that time. We're supposed to land in Cagayan de Oro. But then the weather was really, really bad. As in, usually, ang patak ng ulan, hindi mo yan maririnig sa flight Hindi mo yan maririnig sa aeroplano. But the weather is too bad na talagang parang nandyan lang yung patak, ang lakas ng patak. So the captain tried to do final approaches for 3 times. As in, wala talaga. So ginawa namin yung head CA ko, nag-prepare na kami ng flashlight, ni-review na namin yung mga emergency commands namin kasi worst comes to worst, we need to be prepared. So during that challenging time, kailangan mo pa rin yung focus tsaka yung mental, wait lang, buhay ko yung nakasalalay, buhay ng mga pasahero. I need to review yung mga pinag-aralan sa class, iba pag nandito na.
You know yung
So,
exit
yun.
here, get out. Exit.
So, yeah. Nireview namin.
Ma-apply.
Wait lang, ano yung mga provides ko, ano yung kukunin ko pag if in case na mag-landing, yung mga ganun. So,
Emergency,
nag-review na
bend
kami.
down.
But thankfully, nag-divert kami sa Cebu. So, we're safe. I'm here with you right now.
I'm glad.
Mga ganun.
Hindi naman puro in-flight lang yung mga
Opo.
yung mga experiences, no?
Saan?
Even on ground, meron ng mga mabibigat na experiences, no? Like dealing, especially on delayed flights, dealing with irate passengers. No, we are taught to stay composed, no? To be tactful, no? Di papatulan yung mga pasahero.
Pero tao lang
pag
din.
nandyan na at
Pag
minumura ka
tao
na ng mga
lang.
pasahero,
Tao lang din kasi
parang,
tayo.
totoo yun. Pero nakwento mo kanina, namatayan ka rin on board ba? O
Hindi.
limang daliri yata?
And then, naipit lang yung kamay
Naipit lang
ko.
kamay.
Hindi sa aircraft door, sa car door.
Cardon.
Card.
Isa sa mga layovers.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that puts a lot of not just pressure on you, pero yung mental health din po, right? It affects. So how do you deal with that? Like, are there practices that you do? You know, because that's the part of the job. Like, how do you handle that? Whether it's during the flight or after.
Being composed,
Yeah.
calm,
Mhm.
I think yun ang kailangan i-apply. Kasi there's one more story.
Yeah.
Hindi pa tapos eh. Kanina kinikwento ko, yun din, approaching to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and may sunstorm. Parang 30 minutes before landing, no, seatbelt sign has naka-turn on na yung seatbelt sign. And then Siyempre, Junior, nasa likod na naman. Sobrang shaky ng plane. Alam mo yung feeling mo na parang mapuputol yung half ng eroplano. Sobra, I'm in my shoulder harness, naka-seatbelt ka. Tapos nauhulog ka sa jump seat. At first, parang okay lang, 'di ba? Parang turbulence, kayang-kaya.
Tsaka yung
Parang-
composure kasi.
Opa.
Dapat kayo yung nakikita na passenger.
yes.
Nasa-
Yun ang mahirap.
Pag nakita kayo nagpapanik,
Yung
magpapanik.
may bukol ka na dito pero nakasmile ka pa rin.
Paano, sir, yung fan?
And then, what happened was the 10 minutes na, hindi pa rin siya tumitigil. So, una,
Yan
okay
yung
lang.
diabetic.
No, the other one
Iba
naman
na
to.
yun.
Ito naman.
Dami naman yan. May punerarya ba sa airline ninyo?
Ma'am, okay pa naman po ba kayo? Ang dami yung
Medyo
pinagdaanan na
na-shake
ganyan.
na. Anyway, nangyari nga yun, no? So, very shaky siya. Hanggang sa dumating na yung point na, this is it. Kasi ayaw na talaga mag-stop. And then, lahat ng passenger, maputla na sila. Of course, kunyari, matapang ako. 'Di ba? Pero nagdadasal ako, Lord. Sabi ko, tama ba tong job na pinili ko? Kasi talaga nandun ka na sa moment na kailangan mo na magdasal. So, I really prayed that time. Sabi ko, Lord, if this is my time, wag lang masakit, Lord. Yun yung prayer ko.
Yung
And then
mabilis.
suddenly, may flying partner, flying buddy na sa kabila, sumigaw na siya sa akin na, kung may nagawa akong kasalanan sa iyo, patawarin mo ko, ha? So ako din, sabi ko, ako din na, kasi talagang we bid goodbye to each other. Kasi gano'n na talaga ka-worst yung scenario. Ako din, ano yung nagawa ko, kasalanan, forgive me din ha. Hanggang finally, after 10 minutes, nag-okay naman siya, nakapag-land naman. And then lahat ng pasahero, palakpak.
Buti walang masyadong revelation, aminan, no? Ganun. Mga dark
Nakakahiya,
secrets.
nandun
Tapos,
yung mga
tas safe
pasahero.
naman pala. Ang awkward siguro nung labas yung parehas.
But anyway, thank God, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Diba?
Ayun,
Dito
to
pa
add,
din.
to add to that din, yung as a cabin crew, hindi lang sa passenger kasi yung challenge.
Yes.
Aminin, sa mga ka-workmates.
Yes.
Especially
Oh,
if
okay.
you are flying with international airlines, you'll be working with different nationalities.
Different
Culture.
And
cultures,
different
Traditions.
nationalities have different working culture, working
Working habits.
Attitude, yeah.
may mga
demeanors.
ayaw ko yung tamad. So, yung mga ganun. So, everyday dapat, you really have to focus
Mindset.
na pag sinuot ko tong uniform na to, it's not me. I'm an ambassador of the
Yeah.
company.
Ibang person,
Kasi kaya nga may sick leave in place. Actually, during my time in Qatar Airways, we have this fatigue report. Kasi imagine, different weather, different time zones. In a week, from Africa, pupunta ka ng US, and then Asia ulit, changing weather, changing time zone.
Jet
So
lag,
talagang
yeah.
yung fatigue mo talaga. So take those opportunities, sick leave, huwag kang magdalawang isip kung feeling mo hindi mo
Hindi
kaya,
kayo
huwag ka,
okay.
huwag ka na lang pumasok. It's better. So always look sa sarili mo.
Muna.
Hindi yung, wait lang, yung sahod ko. Check mo kaya, at the end of the day, baka magkasakit ka, mababawas din yung mga lipad mo. So mga ganun.
May tanong kanina yung about how do we take good care of our mental
Yes,
health.
yes.
Yan.
Emotional
mental.
state niyo.
Yeah, as a cabin crew siguro, again, innate na siguro sa amin that whenever there's a pressure, no, we always find way or naghahanap kami ng gagawin namin. No? Hindi kami focus lang doon.
Right.
Kasi that's one passenger lang yan eh. We have a lot of passengers in the aircraft na kailangan ng... That's why whenever there's a check in flight, no, there's a supervisor and then i-check kami, we are always required to converse with at least 10 passengers, 5 to 10 passengers, no, para nasasanay or sinasanay kami, no, na makipag-usap sa iba't ibang pasahero para in case na magkaroon ng mga cases like may irate passenger, nasira yung mood mo doon, at least may kakausapin ka pang ibang pasahero na
Right, okay.
minsan ko comfort ka pa na ibang pasahero. Yun
Okay,
yun. So yung
okay.
mental health sa bahay din, ganyan, no, masaya na lang kami pag nasa bahay.
So that's a great insight po about how people could, usually underestimate, especially those who don't have any idea about the job. But I'd love to hear, do you have any experiences about passengers naman po who, because they feel like you're serving them, they feel entitled to the service? Any insights there, sir?
Self-entitlement, marami sa mga pasahero niyan, no? VVIP, VIPs, feeling VIPs, no? I had this one flight, and we had this passenger, a politician.
Itago sa pangalan.
Itago sa pangalan.
Blind item.
CJ, hindi, joke. No, my cabin crew is asked her to put her bag in the overhead bin kasi nakaupo siya sa emergency exit row. No? In the emergency exit row, you are not allowed to put bags in front of you. No? Even under the seat, you're not allowed. You have to put all the bags in the overhead bin.
This is during your time in Cebu Pacific.
Yes. And my cabin crew tried to explain it to her, no, yung bakit kailangan ilagay sa overhead bin. And then umiiyak na yung cabin crew, bumunta sa akin, and then I'm the one who approached, no, the politician, and she threw the bag, no. So binato niya sa akin, and I explained it to her, no, sabi ko, pasensya na po, no, but you have to stow your bag in the overhead bin, no. In-explain ko ulit, no, paulit-ulit, no. Sa trabaho kasi namin, sa other establishments, customers are always right. But sa work namin, customers are not always right, especially when we want to implement safety.
Safety.
Yan. So yun, sumunod naman siya. Pero ako, masaya ako, pero siya masama loob niya. Wala na ako doon. Okay. So marami silang ganyan. No? Ewan ko si Ma'am Lisa, meron ba? Sa mga business class, mga ano, wala.
During my time naman with Qatar Airways, you will generally, yung mga nationalities, not specific person but when we fly to London, marami kasi mga Indians na may British passport. And then, sometimes, when they demand something na hindi available in economy, flying economy, tapos may options lang sila ng meal, and they want another meal or may ibang wine sila na gusto, and
Na
they
hindi
will
pang
show
economy.
their passport, their blue passport, thinking na if I am British citizen,
There's some sort of
alam mo yun, may
entitlement.
entitlement ako na ano.
May privilege.
At ito pa, parang, kasi yung mga toilets sa aircraft, male and female, isa lang yan. Walang male and female na separate. So, tapos akala nila may separate toilet din sila. How about for us? Mga ganon. So yung mga ganon, mostly general, ano naman, with different nationalities. Yun lang yung challenge with international airlines. Kasi iba-iba yung culture, iba-iba yung
Tatansyahin niyo
ugali.
ulit yung ugali.
May mga certain nationalities naman na tahimik lang sila, pero hindi mo alam, may mga nire-report na pala. May mga nag-report sa
Ay,
office.
ganun. May nangyari ng ganun.
Yes, may mata. Pero hindi sa akin, thankfully. Ayun, na-report sila na sa email na may ginawa pala sila na or complaint from that certain group of passengers na hindi naman nila expect kasi they never complained in the flight.
Tahimik
Mga
lang
ganun.
sila.
So, as a cabin crew, dapat talaga careful ka in treating passengers. Hindi dahil tahimik lang yan, okay lang na basta-basta
Okay lang.
mo lang yung service sa kanila. Ayun.
And even if they're sitting in the economy, no,
True.
parang dapat same service.
Same service, yeah.
Walang
Same
underestimation.
treatment.
And I want to go back to dun po sa na-mention na insight na once a cabin crew or once you're part of the aviation, you'll always be part of the aviation. So, I'd love to understand, syempre po, flying is not forever. Especially if you start building your family, you want to spend more time with them on the ground. Can you share more insights po about what other career opportunities and paths there are for those naman who are, for example, nasa flight attendant career role na ngayon, but they want to think about their future also. What other pathways can they consider
After.
after? Yeah.
Working in the admin.
Work in a training,
As a training
training facility like
Like
us.
us.
Yeah, like us.
As instructors
Yeah.
of OMNI Aviation,
Yeah.
we're all cabin crew before.
And what is it like naman po? Parang being a former flight attendant, ganyan, and being around your peers. What can you share about that experience?
Aside from being instructors
Instructor.
or hindi naman kailangan aviation, as I've mentioned before, di ba, ang dami mong hats na wine-wear when you're a cabin crew. Kahit basta anything customer service related, you could do well after being a cabin
Cabin
crew. Some of my colleagues, pinagpatuloy naman nila being a pilot.
Oh, wow.
Marami sa kanila. So what they did is, they are studying while flying and they are saving para dun sa mga practicals na nila. And two of my close friends, naging pilot. And some naman, naging interior designer. So, the career opportunities are endless. So, kasi meron ka ng meron ka na yung confidence, you have that,
Flexibility,
basta,
yeah.
kasi customer service siya. So, kahit saan ka talagang industry iba to, kaya mo.
And having said that, no, lahat naman yung cabin crew at present, yung mga courses nila, hindi naman tourism eh.
True.
Like my batchmates, meron akong business, BS Math, meron akong dentistry, meron akong nursing. So after flying, kino-continue nila yung career nila and now they're in the States, di ba?
How about you, ma'am? Ano ba yung...
Mass comm pala si
Ako ang layo from architecture to business art.
Architecture.
But, nag-shift nga ako, di ba? Kasi math, hindi ko pala kaya. But you know
Hindi ko
what,
pala
my
afford it.
daughter, I'm a former cabin crew of Saudi Airlines and Air Atlanta. Sabi nga nila, like what I've mentioned earlier, na once you are a cabin crew, you will always be a cabin crew. So after flying, nakapangasawa ako ng pilot.
Wow.
Yeah, I married a
No story in
pilot.
disguise, ma'am.
Yes. Pilot ng kusina. Chef po, bawal ba? De, chef naman siya. That's why after flying, I'm into events management.
Oh.
So yung skills na yon na, ay, akala ko hindi ko kaya. But you know, I can manage people, I can design events, no? So I'm into event management. And then, na-miss ko yung flying. That's why I went back to flying with Air Atlanta Icelandic. That's why my combined flying career is 10 years. And, syempre, ang bunga, ang anak, no? She graduated psychology. And then, before, what she wanted is to work in the corporate office as a trainer. So, I advised her na why not try? Because, the generation today, yes, they are focused, pero minsan they don't want to open their opportunity, diba? To
Yeah.
other. And now she's flying with Cebu Pacific for 9 years na. So binigyan niya ng chance, ayaw naman mag-resign. Because yun na pala yung kanyang career path as of now.
I love that.
And now he's supervisor, right? No? LCI na siya. And into training na, if ever na gusto niya
But there are other people naman, other colleagues naman, they retired na during the pandemic, no? Na mga kasigidad din natin, pero they went back to
Kasigidad
flying.
din, no?
Bumalik
Kasigidad
sila
din, no?
sa flying pa rin.
Natin.
ni Rian.
20-ish.
20-ish.
Yun, huwag mo tatanungin.
Yeah.
How about you, sir? You're graduate of dentistry.
No, I'm not a graduate of dentistry. Lumandi kasi ako eh. No, my course is preparatory dentistry. I'm a graduate of associate at a bachelor. But I'm still planning to finish my study na para magkaroon ako ng bachelor
Dentistry.
diploma. No, kasi yung preparatory dentistry is under liberal arts, baka tuloy ko na lang under liberal arts, baka pwede pa akong maging masscom, no? Pumasok sa masscom, pwede ba yun? Yung, anyway, yeah,
Walang huli.
wala namang regrets, no? Bakit hindi ako natapos, hindi ako natapos ng 4-year course, 2 years lang ako. Kasi I got married, no? That was year 2000. I joined Cebu Pacific. I got married. We had 4 children, no? Cebu Pacific for 13 years and then Air Swift for 7 years. So total of 20 years. Ganun lang kadali ang kasandali lang ako sa aviation. Tapos nandito ako sa OMNI.
Sa
na
OMNI.
masaya naman.
Continuing the passion,
Yes,
right,
of
sir?
course.
With all things said, there would
Parang
be
very
one
short ang
sentence
10 years
One
lang.
sentence.
para sa mga ongoing naman na FA,
Yeah.
cabin crew.
Advice. For those who are already in the industry.
Sino mauna? Mauna na ba ako?
Sa bayang pagbigkas.
Sabayan mo sa
Sa akin lang is everything will be possible in its time. No? Proper timing lang. Lahat nasa timing lahat yan. Huwag kayong mainip, huwag kayong mag-give up, no? Huwag kayong ma-pressure, no? Yung iba, but the mental health talaga ngayon is napaka-importante. No? Ang generation ngayon, no? Few days ago, I heard the news, no? Na parang bumagsak siya sa one subject niya. He decided to end his life. No? Anyway, so yun, sana wag magmadali. No, lahat nasa timing naman lahat. Ako nga, hindi ko naman inaasahan mag-cabin crew ako, pero ang ganda ng timing, di ba? Ayan. Yun lang.
Parenting na ba yan?
Ha?
Parenting na. Parenting
Hindi na.
advice na bigla.
Hindi, pang-grandpa advice na yun. Going grandpa na yun.
Trust the flat process.
Yes.
Ayan. In addition, as I've mentioned a while ago nung nagkakwentuhan, I always tell this to my students that trying is always free. Regrets only happens if you never try. And while waiting, sabi nga, there is always perfect time for everything, as mentioned in the Bible as well. Kaya while waiting, ano mang ginagawa mo? So, if you really want a good future, you have to invest in yourself. So, ang daming skills na pwedeng matutunan online, di ba? Sa YouTube lang, pag manood ka lang.
Swerte nga nila, ang dami na, di ba? Ang
Yeah.
dami ng platforms.
Yahoo.com lang yata yung available mo.
Yeah.
So, invest on yourself so that you'll have the confidence. Kasi how will you have the confidence to try if you never invested in yourself?
How about you, ma'am?
Before flying, yun muna no? Siguro talagang self-assessment.
Yes.
You evaluate yourself. Is this job for me? Do I really love people? Am I for customer service? That's the important thing. And now, if you are naman in the industry and you wanted to change your path, same thing din. No, there is always a timing in everything. No, just test the water, and if you think na, like what happened nga to my daughter, no, ayaw niya at first, but when she tried, because what I advise to our student as well is, you take the opportunity, whatever comes in your way,
Yeah.
kunin nyo muna yon and then you try it. Kasi nowadays, di ba, ang daming, ang daming ayaw mag-try kasi wala nga daw silang skills. But,
Yes.
it's discovering yourself, no, what you can do. What you can do.
So, to all future flight attendants, know that the skies need more smiles.
Yes.
And they need strength, skill, and heart. Thank you, Miss Lisa, Miss Rian,
Thank
and
you.
Sir Harold for setting the record straight.
Thank you po.
And thank you to OMNI Aviation for building the professionals who keep us safe and sorry. And this has been OMNI On Air. This is Daniel.
This is Ella. So thank you again, everyone. And until next time. Thank you po.
Bye-bye.
Bye!